Hey guys, how you doing? Danny Stewart here for BassJapanDirect.com with another Naked Sound review, and today's bass is one of my very own rescue basses, and this is actually a 1979 Fernandes FPM. I thought it was the 110, but it's actually the 100. So it's the FPM 100, and this was before they started the Master Hand series. So these were, back in the day, this is from 1979, it was 100,000 yen plus tax, and then that's not including the case. So the whole thing altogether with a case probably amounted to about 120,000 Japanese yen, which is pretty high-end stuff for its time. But this one came to me in a terrible state. It had horrible routing done to the rear pickup, and really just nasty. It looked like somebody had just taken a hammer and chisel and tried to dig a hole in there, you know, to fit a different pickup. So that was no good. I had to fill that in and skirt over it to cover the damage. So that's what I've created here. You see this wooden skirt here? That's actually made with an exotic wood. It's slightly flamed and mildly spalted maple, and so is this too. Now in the middle here, this used to be a kind of piezo pickup, but that's non-functional, so it's just I just covered it over to match the rest of the schematic here, and also the dials here, also matching the schematic. So the whole circuit was totally fried, no good. So I stripped that out, replaced it with these Divisor DC5 humbuckers, which are great pickups. They sound really, really creamy and rich. And I hooked up each pickup with its own tone, its own individual volume control, and also their own coil taps. So you can get basically three different sounds at a snapshot here using these switches. You get full coils in parallel mode, which is the fullest sound. On the front pickup you can hear, that's the fullest sound. That's a single coil, that's the rear coil of the front pickup. And then that's dual coils again, but it's in series mode, not parallel, so it's not quite as punchy as in parallel like that, which is so that's a great circuit. And the other feature that I put on here is a kill switch. So you can just turn the whole thing off. Like, once you've set up your sound how you like it, say you're in the middle of a show or something, or you've just done sound check and you don't want to change any of the settings of your bass, you just want to leave it on the stage. You don't want to have to bother with turning the amp on and off and letting it warm up. You could just put it on standby here and then turn it back on when you're ready to play, and that's it. So, you know, it's really simple. That also has applications as well. You can you can use it like a kill switch and get some effects with it as well, which is really fun. Now, the construction of this bass is incredible. You know, it's a 5-piece through neck with sen wings. You've got maple and walnut and 5-piece neck. Beautiful rosewood fretboard there with medium jumbo frets. And it's in nice playing condition. I put in a nickel-plated, not brass nut, a nickel-plated copper nut in this one because it was missing the nut originally. And hardware-wise, it's got the original bridge, and it's got 3 of the original tuners, but the E-string tuner was buggered. So what I did was I put in a drop D. Is nice, you know, that gives you a lot of extra possibilities. So drop D tuner there by Hipshot. So yeah, I mean the thing for me, it's a really versatile bass. I just love it in the parallel full coil setup here, especially on the rear pickup. Just sounds mean, you know, the tone about halfway. Yeah, it's got that really creamy tone. It sounds like an really expensive instrument, you know. It's lovely, and of course this is your pickup selector switch. So anyway, let's get into a little bit more detail about the sound settings on this bass. First is establish a loop, and I'm going to do that on the front pickup, I think. What we've got here, these little switches here this is what I installed circuit-wise. So this is for the front pickup. You got your tone, and then you've got a coil tap switch. So what you got there is when it's up, that's full coils in parallel. When it's in the middle, that's just the front coil alone. And when it's down, that's full coils but in series. Trouble there. So what I'm going to do is go front pickup, and I'll start with the tone down, and I'll go in the most powerful setting with the full coils in parallel on this, and we'll get a loop down. Okay, and what I'll do is change the tone a little bit by going on the single coil. So this is just the front coil now. Sorry, it's not the front coil, it's the rear coil of the front pickup. And let's double that up. What did I play again? There we go. And what I want to do is get some chords. The thing we'll do for that is go on the rear pickup. And I think I want a nice bright sound, so I'm just going to go with the tone up, and we'll go with the single coil. This will be just the. So this is the rear inner coil. Some harmonics on that as well. so now we've got our loop down. Let's get into some of the settings that we can get on this bass. You heard me start on the front pickup, putting down the loop and double it up, and you heard me put down some chords, and that's basically the size of it. After that I did some vocals as well. That's got nothing to do with the sound of the bass particularly. So what I want to do now is just go through some of the settings. We'll start with the front pickup again, and we'll just do some regular fingerstyle, toned down, and with full coils in the parallel mode. And I'm going to kick out the backing track. So you can hear it's nice and round. And let's add a little bit of let's add the treble to that and do a little bit of slapping and see how that sounds again. Wow, yeah. So, so that's pretty sweet. And then by contrast, let's go on the single coil there. So this is just going to be the rear coil of the front pickup with the treble up. See how that sounds. So that's a lot brighter and thinner too, of course, naturally, wouldn't it? And then also the same thing, but with the dual coils in series mode. Again, it's just a tiny little bit bigger sounding, but not as big as when it's in parallel. So let's go by contrast now. Let's go on the rear pickup, and I'm going to start with the rear pickup, full coils. This is going to be the parallel mode. So the most maybe the most powerful sound, but I'm going to have the tone down, because when you have the tone down on the rear pickup, this switch, you can really hear the differences quite clearly. Alright, let's add a little bit of treble to that. That's a really sweet sound. Let's go with the tone down again. And let's just go on the series mode there, rear pickup with the tone down. Alright, so I mean that's, it gives you a lot of scope there. And then of course don't forget you got the bypass switch as well. That can be a lot of fun. Alright, let's go balance now and just do a little bit of slap single coils. So this is going to be the innermost coils of this bass with everything dialed up. Nice and crispy. Okay, let's kick out the bass, the backing track, and just play that in without that in. Nice and crispy, isn't it? All right. So, and you can mix the pickups, and you can mix the coils. Selector switches how you wish, in balance mode. What happens though is when you go full up on one of the volumes, that becomes the master. So, for example, if I go full up on the rear volume, but not full up on the front volume, the rear volume becomes the master. Vice versa. So that's interesting. It's a bit like the old Gibson setups on the Les Paul, but on a bass instead. So that's kind of cool. Let's go back to the front pickup for the last part and do some picking. And let's take the single coil setting with the tone up and just do some picking. Nice and crispy, isn't it? And then again, if you go with full coils, parallel, it's infinitely more, it's just so much thicker, right? You know, you get the idea, right? It's got a lot of possibilities, basically, is what I'm saying. I think I've been through most of the settings there, the major settings that are going to make a difference to your, a major difference to your sound. But just to reiterate and summarize, what you got here is a bass which gives you individual pickup control, right? So you can mix the sound of your pickups, being full coils, single coils, or series mode. So basically that gives you boost, single, and normal dual coil. So 3 sounds on each pickup at a snapshot, with individual tone controls and volume controls, and a pickup selector switch, and also a kill switch too. So yeah, it gives you a lot of possibilities there in a passive circuit, and also having the drop D tuner is also appealing, and this it achieves a nice low action. It has that fizz, that you want to get. It's not a buzz, but it's a fizz that you get off of the frets at a low action. And it's generally very healthy. It's quite lightweight, being sub 4 kilograms, I believe. And yeah, I think sonically it's really nice. These pickups are great pickups. So I put quite a lot of work into this, getting this together. So it's not particularly cheap or anything, but it's not expensive either. I mean, I'm putting this up at 88,000 yen, which I think, considering the quality of the components used and the versatility of the circuit and the work I put in, I think it's actually a very reasonable price. If this was in all original condition with the original circuit, it would be going for over $2,000 probably, because it's collectible. But as it was in a state and it's not all original at all, I can't expect to get that much for it. I don't even, I just want to get something for the work that I've put in, and I'm not really in a particular hurry to sell this, but if somebody is interested, do drop me a PM.